Entertainment icon Mike Nichols died suddenly from a cardiac arrest Wednesday evening at the age of 83. His unparalleled career both on the stage and the big screen enabled him to become one of the few talents to win an Oscar, an Emmy, a Grammy, and a Tony several times over. He brought us such gems as Carnal Knowledge, Working Girl, The Graduate, The Birdcage, and so many others. Amy Rose, what are your thoughts on Nichols' passing?
What a career this amazing man has had. I had to watch The Graduate again last night. It's just the character moments in all his work. He just made you, he didn't tell you, he showed you. And that's really hard with telling these intricate stories about some of the details. And I mean, there's a handful of people that have done that, have literally won awards throughout the many facets of entertainment, and it's just a true testament to his brilliance. I mean, everyone who's ever worked with him just said what a kind and intelligent and it just speaks volumes that never got to his head how accomplished he was. And he's so many gems. I mean, comedy and, I mean, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf and just Carnal Knowledge. I mean, it's just hit after hit after hit, and we definitely, you know, will always have his work. I was thinking about that when I was watching The Graduate. It's just how special it is to have this, just these volumes of work to really celebrate these people that, you know, we're going to be deprived of moving forward. But it's just special. He's got a legacy that's really meaningful, and he will be missed, but never forgotten. So, Miri, I know you loved this artist as well.
He's one of my favorite filmmakers, American filmmakers for sure. You know, when I think about his work, I think about the word like unflinching, because I feel like everything he did was very direct, and he never underestimated the intelligence of his audience. And so as a result, his films are all elegant and sophisticated and have this wonderful nuance, and he really explored characters and human relationships in a way that I don't think anybody really has done. He's a real auteur. He made a real voice for himself. And you know, I think about like Meryl Streep, and I think two of my favorite performances of hers are from his films, from Postcards from the Edge and Silkwood. And what a loss, but at the same time, you know, he had such an illustrious career, such a long life. So I feel grateful. I feel grateful that we've had his work. And you know, he's one of only, I think it's like 13 people that have got Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, and he's won 9 Tonys.
It's just insane.
So,
and multiple Oscars.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. Tiffany?
I mean, I think when you get a director who has such a like plethora of different genres he's played in, and you see what he can do with actors. You know, we've talked about this on Schmoes, where there are certain directors who like picking with the same actors, and it's like, you look at Julia Roberts and the work that he did with her in Closer, or Charlie Wilson's War. Those are things that I didn't know that she could pull off. And so I think that's something that you can really walk away looking at all his films and realizing. And then, you know, you look at people's lists who are directors now, and so many of his films are on it. And I think that's what you get to take away, where it's like, yeah, we're not going to get to see other films that he personally directed, but his influence has permeated film.
Yeah, it's always sad when you lose a talent of this magnitude and someone who was so beloved in the community. But you guys are right, is that you're going to be able to revisit this, revisit his career. And for people out there who may be not familiar, younger generation, they'll be able to revisit it. Go see The Graduate if you've never seen The Graduate. I actually go see Closer, because that's one of my favorites.
It's so underrated.
It's super underrated, and I think it just echoes what you guys are talking about, is how well he worked with actors and what he got out of actors, because everything, those were human emotions, where I think is still the best Clive Owen's ever been.
I was going to say, it's my favorite performance of his, no question.
And that has to be accredited to Mike Nichols and what he was able to do. And he really, truly was an actor's director. And he was a film audience's director. He really was, because he made movies for the audiences to really enjoy, and it sticks with him. So yeah, it's a great loss.
And dealing with topics that were taboo, you know, because I even remember when The Birdcage came out.
Yeah,
it was a funny film, but it was like, those were subjects that people hadn't talked about. I mean, The Graduate, and then even with Closer, where you're like, he handled it in such an incredibly beautiful way, where people who might have felt like, this is a topic I don't know about, or I feel really uncomfortable with, you can watch the movies.
Well, it's hard sometimes to take a play like that and transfer it over and make it not feel like a play, and it didn't. It felt like its own standalone thing. That's very hard to do. I mean, even with you know, the example like Osage County felt more like a play, as where that felt like a standalone movie, and that just shows how talented of a filmmaker
he was. A fearless and very prolific filmmaker, and one thing that I love so much is his use of music. It was always a character. Simon and Garfunkel, are you kidding me? Even in your film, Damien Rice. I mean, it elevated the scenes to the next level, and it was so emotional, and just every little detail of his film. So condolences to his family and friends, and thank you for all the gifts you blessed us with.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.